Good morning. How you doing? I've got so much to talk about. And I know, like, so every now and again I've got to go live. But the last few weeks I haven't gone live just because I haven't been able to get my words out. I've had a bad flu that just knocked my voice. And so I've been like struggling to talk a little bit. But you know what? I've just got off a power hour. I've actually just done a run of power hours. I started Sunday. I started Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I've been doing a run of power hours. I love power hour. If you love power hour, send me a yes below. If you like power hours. If you don't like power hours, then that's up to you. But for me, I love power hours. I like to get up. I get up at 5. Generally, my alarm goes off at 5, but I'm usually awake before then. So 4:30, I'm awake. I'm tapping away on my phone, and then I start my power hour at 6 a.m. So for some people, that's really way too early, and they really like despise me for doing it. But if you want to catch the early bird that catches the worm, that's me, and if you want to know what's in my brain, you've got to get up early, because I like to power up. I like to get myself going. I like to go, right, here it is, I like to do that. And I like to send out enough inspiration in the middle of the morning so that people from all over the world can come in and tap in. 6 a.m. is my platform. So other people do Zooms all day long, but that's not me. I'm up early, and as I said, I want to send a message out, and especially to my team. These power hours are something that I take really seriously. I like to share in power hours, and it's an opportunity for them to learn something, but it's also an opportunity for people to get to know me a little bit better. Some people see me as a leader, and they see me as, this woman over here, and she does this and she does that, but they don't get to know me, and unless you're actually on my Zooms, or you actually meet me in person, or we sit down and have a coffee together, or we have that one-on-one, you don't actually get to know me. So I like to use my power hours to give a little bit about me. And today I shared a little bit about my life. You won't see it because I stopped the recording. But what I did do is share a little bit about mine. And what I try to do when I share my life is that I try to connect. Because people see me as that woman that, she's got it all going on. She's amazing. She's just got, her life is so perfect. No, my life's not perfect. And my life is not all going on. And it has never always been going on. I've come from a place where I've had to find me again. I've had to work hard to find me again. And, there's been times when I've been broken, so broken, I didn't know how to fix me. And I learned a little trick, and I'm going to share that with you here. So when I was broken at my worst, the worst that, you could possibly think, I didn't know how I was going to get up every day. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know the bills were piling in. People were trying to sue me left, right, and centre. They were cheeky enough to even on-sell the debts, my husband died. There was an $8,000 bill for his funeral. I was just like, it was just mounting up. The kids were misbehaving. There was just shit going on everywhere, every pocket. And when you're in that whirlwind of nightmare, it just seems to keep going. The nightmare just keeps going and going and going and going, and you never feel that you're on safe ground. Every time you feel you're on safe ground, someone pulls the rug out from underneath you again, and it's like going, here's another blow to my, another blow and another blow and another blow. And it's only as I sort of started to learn about the psyche of how to manage drama was I able to put it into perspective, right? So one of the things that I learned was that I've got all this drama in my life, right? All the drama. And how am I going to manage it? So what I did was I decided that I've got a shelf, right? In my brain, I've got this shelf, and I put things on shelves, right? So in a box, I've put the electricity bill. So I put that on a shelf. Here I've got the finances. So I put that on a shelf. And then I've got my work. Here is work. And I've got to put that on a shelf. And then here I've got the kids. I'm going to put them on a shelf. And here I've got the ex-partner. I'm going to put him on a shelf. And here I've got, my parents. I'm going to put them on a shelf. And here I've got, like my business, my personal businesses. I've got them on a shelf. Oh, I've got the water bill. Oh, I'm going to put that on a shelf. Oh, God, I've got to pay the rent. Oh, I'm going to put that on a shelf. All these things, what I did was I put them all on shelves, right? And because they were in such a mess, my life was all in such a mess, what happens is that when my brain is in such a mess, everything is like, oh, it's just like this. And I couldn't see the forest for the trees, like I was just like, God, oh. And so what happens when you have all these things that are culminating, and self-worth comes into there. I can't pay the bills, so I'm useless. Shame comes into it. I can't do all these things. So all these things come into this. So the easiest thing for me to do was to learn. And then what I did was I put things on shelves. So what I now do is that I take down my business and I operate my business at this point in time, and I give that 110%. So this is my focus. My business is my 110%, and I give it that. And that's all I do. And then when I've done that, I take that box and I put it back on the shelf because I can't do any more in that box. I've taken it down. I've pulled down my electricity bill and I've put that on a time payment. I can't pay that bill, so I'm just going to put that on a time payment. So I've rang them up and I've said, what do I need to do? They've told me to put it on a time payment. They've told me how to fix this. So I've done that. Okay. Can I do any more in that box? No. Am I going to worry about that box anymore? No. Can I, if I worry about it anymore, is it going to make it any better? No. Take it and put it back on the shelf. Okay, now here's my finances. Ooh, yeah, looking at my finances. Ooh, that's not very good at the moment. I'm looking at all these finances and I'm going, take it, put it back on the shelf. Do what you can with it, put it back on the shelf. Don't worry about it anymore. Only worry about what's living. Are you alive? Can you feed yourself? Have you got a roof over your head? What is in your power? What is in your power? So these things that are in my power, I can actually manage today. And so this is what I'm going to do, and this is all I'm going to do. But the rest of the big things, I'm going to put them on a shelf and put them up there. So I want to share a story, is that when I was going through all of the drama with my husband and all the drama with my life and my kids and all of the drama, right? I had all these things on shelves, right? All these things. People suing me. I had stuff going on everywhere. I put them all on the shelves. And there was one day that the accountant rang me. And I was so happy to have this phone call because he rang me up and he said, Terry, I just want to let you know that last person has signed that last document. And you know what? I'll never forget it because I was standing, the phone was on the wall, it was one of those hand phones, and I took, hello, how are you? And he goes, Terry, it's accountant, buddy. And anyway, I'm listening to this phone call and he goes, Terry, I just want you to know that this person has signed that last document. You know that last document? That was the last box on my shelf. That was the last one I had. And I was like, and my eyes lit up and I was like going, wow, my last box. I said, you don't even know what you've just said to me. And he goes, oh, I've just told you the last box I sold. No, that was my last box on the shelf. Now I can move forward with my life. I've fixed that last box and I've put him on the shelf and you've just pulled it down for me and it's done. My last of my dramas of my husband was done. And you know what? That was huge. That was huge for me. Huge. But that meant that I could then move on to my next sort of dramas or my next life or my next part of my life. That meant that I could move forward. Sometimes you can't move forward when you've got all this hanging over your head. And as I said, shame sits in there. You feel worthless. You feel like, oh, nothing's going my way. I can't do anything. And the world's against me. And one of the things is, the world is against me. My kids are being assholes. My life is bad. My partner's not hearing me. All these things. And, you go to work and you don't make enough money to pay the bills. And it's just a cycle. It's just this massive cycle. You've got to stop the cycle and you've got to get off that treadmill. And you've got to say to yourself, okay, what can I control? What I can't control, I'm going to put it in a box, I'm going to put it on a shelf, and then I'm going to come down. And then what's going to happen is that once I've got my boxes sorted out, I can work my life. And you know what? The best thing that you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to breathe. How many of you can't breathe at the moment? You can't breathe because you've got so much crap going on. Some of you are looking at alcohol to make a dependency. Some of you are going, I just need another drink because I can't get through the day. Some of you are looking at drugs because I can't get through the day. Some of you are looking at self-harm because I can't get through the day. Some of you are thinking of suicide because you can't get through the day. Some of you are thinking of taking it out on other people because you can't get through the day. No, you can get through the day. You can. Go and get some help first. Go and ask the doctor, can you just help me? Can you just listen to me? Can you just prescribe something for me if I need to? Or if you're going to do it naturally, go and do it naturally. Whatever, but take the time for you first. Take the time and say, I'm broken. I'm broken. Hear me, I'm broken. Someone needs to hear me. And that's sometimes that's all it needs, is someone needs to hear me. I'm broken. I'm so broken. And then what happens is you have to then, once you get your head right and in a space, start to work out the simplicity of the boxes. I tell you this because I've been in your shoes. I've told you this because I was the same as you. I was no different. I was broken. I was so broken. I told the people on the Zoom today, I went and watched Don't Cry For Me Argentina 3 times. And I watched it over and over and over again. I got out, I bought another ticket, I went and bought it back. I watched it all day long. I went to the theatre all day long. I did that because there was no one in the world that I thought that had a bigger problem than me. I was broken, so broken, and no one could hear me. No one heard me crying. My friends deserted me. My friends that I thought were the best friends in the world deserted me. They deserted me because they said, oh, I'm not going to get in your mess. Well, that's not my mess, that's your mess. Or you've obviously known about this that's been going on. No, I didn't know about my husband. I just found out about my husband, and then I had to deal with it. I had to deal with 6 kids and 5 St. Bernards and a cat. I had to find a home for them. I put up a post yesterday where it was the house that we drove past. And I saw that little house, and that little house was the thing that taught me how to survive. It taught me how to bring my kids back together. It taught me how to put my family back together. It taught me how to connect with my kids again. It taught me how to, just be a mum again and just live simply. I don't need the mansion. I didn't need the flash cars. I didn't need anything. I just needed to survive. That was all I did. I just needed to breathe, and I needed to survive, and I needed to feel safe. How many of you need to feel safe? I work this business every day because I need to feel safe. I need to make sure that my money's in right. I need to make sure that my team are right. I'm the lioness in a den, and I need to make sure that my people believe in themselves. I've given you some tips here. I hope you see yourself. I hope you see you. I hope you see your value. And remember, every one of us has a story. Every one of us. No one is better than anyone else. No one. No one. And those people that put shame on you, shame on them. Because remember, everyone has a story. Everyone comes from somewhere. Because I promise you, I would not be the person that I am today if I hadn't gone through the shit. I wouldn't be the person that I am today if I hadn't have learned how to fight, how to struggle, how to be the human that I am today, and how to look at another woman and raise her. I know how to do that because I was her. I was no different than any of you. Lots of love to you. Lots and lots of love to you. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of those of you who turned up for Power Hour. I'm really proud of you that put you first. I'm really proud of you. Because you know what? From 1 comes 10. From 10 comes 100. From 100 comes 1,000. There are lots of women out there just like you. Lots of love, everyone.